Hi there, Tony Litz again at Victor Litz Music Center. Going to show you how to do a basic alto saxophone student instrument, how to assemble it, not necessarily how to play it, but the fundamentals of it. I like to explain as simple as it is. The saxophone fits in a case like a puzzle. It only fits in one way. If you go to put it away and you put it in there wrong, it's not going to close. You're going to do some damage if they force it. But I like to recommend, sincerely, a saxophone strap. All the saxophones are going to come with one if you go rent an instrument or buy one. If you don't use the saxophone strap, it's real hard to hold on to it while playing, and you can run the risk of dropping the instrument and do a lot of damage to a horn. But this is an alto saxophone, this is a strap. I adjusted it a little bit right there for my own height, but there's a little hook on the back of a saxophone, and you're going to put the sax on the strap just like this. This has got an end cap in it on the top that helps protect this little octave key up here. But this is the neck. And we put it in here. This was already loosened up to begin with, but there's a sax screw on the side, a neck screw, and that makes it so this part is tight, okay? Assembling the reed. Reeds come out of a package similar to this in most cases. That's the reed. It's a piece of cane, like bamboo, and it's real thin at the end, and they break real easy. They're very vulnerable. It fits just like this, and it lines up with the top of the mouthpiece. This is a ligature. The ligature is like a clamp. It drops down over the mouthpiece and the reed. We put the reed on as such, and we tighten up the clamp. And there you are. That is on there. Now you can use some cork grease. I'm going to get a tube of that on the neck cork. And this little piece of cork grease, this one comes in a tube like chapstick, but you can also get it in a little tiny square box and dip it on with your finger. Put a little bit of cork grease around the top of this so that the mouthpiece fits on and goes on and off very easy, so you don't have to struggle to do that or break it. You put the mouthpiece on as such, there you go. On the reed to play the instrument, the reed is to the bottom where your tongue is and your teeth touch the top, just like that. I could adjust this ligature a little bit further down because it was pretty close to begin with, but we'll leave it as such just for examples. The right hand, there's a thumb rest here. The left hand, the thumb touches that black button, and many of them are going to not be plastic black, it'll just be metal, but there's a dot there, a thumb there, and your fingers will then reach all the keys all the way around, okay? That's showing you there. As you can see, it's just about like this in a comfort. I can stretch this up just a little bit higher so that I'm comfortable like this. When you let go, your hand's free and the instrument doesn't fall to the ground. That's about it for the basics of it. The next I'll show you is when you take the mouthpiece off, your instrument should come with a mouthpiece cap, and you can protect the reed so you don't have to take the reed off the mouthpiece every time you're done playing. Put this on, you can toss it in the case and the reed is protected. We're going to undo this screw, loosen that up, pull it right out, put it in its proper place. Take this off, put it in there. In a second we'll talk about swabbing the instrument out, and we'll take this off, okay? Saxophone should be swabbed out if you're going to use it for more than 5 or 10 minutes. If it's a quick 30-second play, you don't even have to swab it out. But if you play the instrument for a good half hour or more, you're going to accumulate moisture on the inside of the instrument. You're going to want to swab out the instrument after every practice of 30 minutes or more at least. That's going to pick up the moisture and protect it, because all these keys have pads behind them. They're leather and pieces of cotton, and if they get wet and it sits and it gets kind of moldy and stinky, if you swab it out, it's going to help prolong the life of the pads. A repaddled instrument can be a couple of $100, so you don't want to ruin the pads by leaving moisture in it and storing it in the case. So to swab it out, you would get this sax swab, as it's called. It's usually a piece of cloth with a string attached and a weight on it. And you drop the weight down through there and jiggle the instrument around, pull the string, and it pulls a piece of cloth all the way through and it picks up the moisture. After you're done doing that, take the instrument, put it in its case, and it only fits in there one way. It's like a puzzle. If you don't get it in there right, it's not going to close. That's in there correctly. If somebody puts it in backwards, it's obviously not going to close. Don't force it in there. You'll do damage to the instrument. This is a very form-fitted contemporary case. Some of the old cases are just big square empty boxes, and they may not be as obvious, but this one's a modern case, so it's going to be very obvious. But that's about it for the beginning how to put together a saxophone, beginning on how to play it. Your teachers will show you how. Wait until you go to school for them to show you how to put it together and play it before you get started, so you don't do any damage to the instrument, but we know everybody's excited about doing it. So that's the saxophone. Check out our other videos on all the other instruments. We've done some now on the clarinet and the flute and the trumpet, the violin. Trombone's coming next. And we are Victor Litz Music Center in Old Town Gaithersburg. If we can be of service, look us up on the internet at victorlitz.com or in Old Town Gaithersburg, 301-948-7478. And we offer the lessons, the repairs, the rentals, just about anything you can think of in music, we'll do it. We've been serving the community since 1961. So thank you. Have a good day.